Hello everybody and welcome to round 13 of the ABB FIA Formula E World Championship. It is the second race here to take part in London, and of course it means that with only 3 races to go in the championship, the title fight is hotting up. So after this race here today in London, we will cross over to the Berlin rounds of rounds 14 and 15 of the championship. They'll take part at the Berlin Tempelhof Airport as well on August the 14th and the 15th as well. 10 different winners so far this year. It's not been a bad run at all for ABB Formula E. Today we could see another different winner as well. Keep your fingers crossed. Let's take a look first of all at the Drivers' Championship, and at the moment Sam Bird leads the way by just 1 point to Antonio Felix da Costa. Bird scoring no points yesterday. Da Costa doing an absolutely fantastic run, getting himself up the field. Certainly is seeming to be a little bit changing around of the guard at the moment, which is fantastic to see. Jake Dennis also in there as well on 79 points. Nick De Vries on 77. De Vries looking good, starting this race in 4th place. We'll get into that later on as well. But looking at it, with 3 races to go, at least everyone down to René Rast has a chance of winning this title. In the Teams Championship, it's Diaz Chichita leading the way now by 2 points to Envision Virgin Racing after yesterday as well. Jaguar closing up there as well as Mercedes, and even throw in Audi, Schaeffler and BMW into the mix for the Constructors' title. Okay, let's take a look what happened then in practice 3 for today's Grand Prix. The third practice session got underway this morning, and only one driver was not able to do a full power lap at 250 kilowatts per hour. That was Sebastian Buemi. But in a nice dry track, the times were down to the lowest of the weekend. Lucas di Grassi topped the session on a 120.001, just 1,000ths off a perfect lap time. That's so annoying around this track as well. Jake Dennis was in 2nd place, yesterday's winner, although should that be Luke Dennis? Channel 4 making a mistake there with his name after yesterday's broadcast, but definitely we can tell you it's Jake Dennis. Then we get Oliver Rowland, Nick De Vries and Sam Bird in the top 5. Andre Lotto at P6, Mitch Evans is 7th. Sergio Sette Camera goes into P8. Max Gunther P9 and Nick Cassidy rounds out the top 10. Dropping further down, Pascal Wehrlein, Jean-Eric Verne, Antonio Felix da Costa, Eduardo Mortara and Robin Freins in 15th place as well. Tom Blomqvist is 16th, René Rast 17th, Stoffel van Dorn 18th. Alexander Sims is 19th and 20th for Joel Eriksson. Alex Lynn was 21st, Oliver Turvey 22nd, Sebastian Buemi 23rd and Norman Nato in 24th. Note actually though for Oliver Rowland, who finished the session in 3rd, and Sebastian Buemi, who finished it down in 23rd place as well. They were disqualified from yesterday's race. So both of the Nissans disqualified from race 1 here in London due to the power overuse that they were under investigation for. So they were eliminated from the results as well, bumping a couple of people up though for points paying positions. Okay, that was FP3. Let's take a look at what happened in qualifying. The second qualifying for the 2021 London ePrix got underway very early in the morning though, at 10 o'clock UK time. Here's the list of the drivers who went out, and we'll go through them as always. Now, qualifying was once again affected ever so slightly by rain at different points across the group stages as well. So it has produced us with a very interesting grid. Rain hit it most heavily in qualifying Group 4, but it was dry for qualifying Group 3, and it was raining qualifying Group 2 and Group 1. So it's a very disjointed grid at the moment. But here is the starting grid alongside you, and we'll go through them as we know. So Group 1, the first 6 drivers of the championship: Sam Bird, Antonio Felix da Costa, Jake Dennis, Nick De Vries, Robin Freins and Eduardo Mortara all went out. It ended with Nick De Vries going fastest, and he got through into Superpole as well, finishing overall in 6th place. Freins was 2nd, followed by Dennis, Mortara, Bird and da Costa. They now start with Freins Evans in 8th, Dennis is 17th, Mortara 20th, Sam Burch, championship leader, down in 21st place, and DaCosta down in 22nd as well, second in that title. So watch out for Jake Dennis in 17th. The championship not over yet though, and it's good that all three of the championship runners in the top three had bad qualifying. It doesn't give an unfair advantage to anybody else across the board, which is what we were all keeping our fingers crossed for. In qualifying Group 2 it was Rene Rast, Nick Cassidy, Jean-Eric Verne, Lucas de Grassi, Pascal Verline and Stoffel Van Dorn, the cars going out onto the track. Van Dorn entered the session fastest and got through into Superpole with the third fastest time as well. Verline went into P7. He'll start in this position. De Grassi starts 10th, Rast starts 12th, Cassidy starts 18th and Jean-Eric Verne starts in 23rd place. A bad qualifying for Jean-Eric Verne going further down the order. Qualifying Group 3 saw Mitch Evans, Oliver Rowland, Max Gunther, Alexander Lynn, Andre Lotter and Alexander Sims as well. Now Lynn, Evans, Rowland and Gunther went 1, 2, 4, 5 and went through into Superpole as well. So that puts Lotterer down in 16th place and Alexander Sims down in 19th. The final group saw Sebastian Buemi, Norman Nato, Oliver Turvey, Sergio Seti Camera, Tom Blomqvist and Joel Eriksson down the order as well. And they ended with Sergio Seti Camera starting this race in 9th, Buemi is 11th, Norman Nato 13th, Tom Blomqvist 14th, a great performance there in the Neo, Joel Eriksson 15th and Oliver Turvey down in 24th place. Another absolute shocker for him. In terms of the Super Pole, the running order was Nick de Vries, Max Gunther, Oliver Rowland, Stoffel Van Dorn, Mitch Evans and Alexander Lynn. And it ended like this. Stoffel Van Dorn taking pole position for round 13 of the London ePrix. Oliver Rowland starts in 2nd place on home soil. Alex Lynn 3rd as well. Yesterday's pole sitter for Great Britain down in 3rd. Nick de Vries 4th. He needs to get on for his title hunt right now with everybody else, with Dennis, DaCosta and Bird starting further down the order as well. Mortara 20th, Bird 21st, DaCosta 22nd and Dennis in 17th place as well. Nick de Vries has a fantastic opportunity here to get the championship lead going into the last 2 races in Berlin. Evans starts in 5th place as well and Max Gunther starts in 6th. So here's your full running order for the race as well alongside. We'll go through them very quickly now. We see on pole position, Stoffel Van Dorn, followed by Oliver Rowland, Alex Lynn, Nick de Vries, Mitch Evans, Max Gunther, Pascal Verline, Robin Freins, Sergio Sete Camera, Lucas de Grassi, Sebastian Buemi, Rene Rast, Norman Nato, Tom Blomqvist, Joel Eriksson, Andre Lotterer, Jake Dennis, Nick Cassidy, Alexander Sims, Eduardo Mortara, Sam Bird, Antonio Fitz-Costa, Jean-Eric Verne and Oliver Turvey. That's the starting grid then. It's time to head up to the commentary box. Alongside myself, Joshua Burch, in the commentary box, it's Edward Hunter for round 13, the second round of the London ePrix. Hello everybody and welcome to live coverage of round 13 of the ABBFA Formula E Championship here in London, or what more likely feels like Edward Hunter alongside me in the commentary box, an indoor concert at a nightclub for what we're watching on the screen right now, with another highlight of the season.
Oh yeah, we're being treated to Ray. Apparently, this is to mark 100 days until COP26 Environment Conference in Glasgow. But to me, it just feels like Ray dancing and a couple of East London breakdancing school students getting a fun day out. There they are. Look at them go.
Ed, have you
all very surreal and almost nothing to do with Formula E, by the way.
It's absolutely chaotic. Ed, have you got the grid in front of you, by the way?
I do.
Could you? We're missing one crucial thing from the commentary that in my notes. I've got to run back in. Could you take us through the grid, please?
Okay, from the rear to the front. Okay.
From the rear to the front.
Fair enough. So in 24th position, Oliver Turvey for Neo 333 had a pretty miserable qualifying, but ahead of him are the two cheaters of Jean-Eric Verne in 23rd, Antonio Fitz-Costa in 22nd. Sam Burr, championship leader, is down in 21st position, with Eduardo Mortara in 20th for Venturi. He's led the championship before, and he's right in front of Bird. Then there's Alexander Sims, who crashed out yesterday in the first lap. He's hoping to make it a bit further this time. He starts 19th. Nick Cassidy is 18th for Virgin. Jake Dennis, who won yesterday, he starts 17th. Remember, third in the championship behind Da Costa and Bird. Andre Lotterer, who was fourth in the end in the final results yesterday, starts 16th. Joel Eriksson will be 15th. Tom Blomqvist, 14th. Norman Nato, 13th. Rene Rast will start 12th. Sebastian Buemi, who was disqualified yesterday from 4th position, will start 11th. And then it is the top 10. Do you want to take us through that, Josh, or shall I continue?
If you want me to take it, I'll take it. The top 10 on the grid. In reverse order, Lucas de Grassi for Audi Sport Abe Schaeffler starts in 10th. Sergio Setecamera put it into P9 as well. Very strong qualifying in a difficult group. In Group 4, when the rain was sort of coming down at its heaviest during the group stages. Then it further back up the order. Robin Frein starts P8. Pascal Verline starts 7th for Tag Heuer Porsche. Max Gunther starts in 6th. Watch out for Gunther after a disappointing race yesterday. He's on course for a good fight today. Further back up, Mitch Evans starts 5th in the Jaguar Racing. That's Jaguar's highest car. After no points yesterday, Jaguar need more here today in order to fight back for the constructors. Further back up, Nick de Vries starts P4. He is the highest of the championship contenders. He's 4th in the title, only 5 points back. He starts P4, and with Bird, Da Costa and Dennis starting further down the grid, he stands his best chance. Alex Lynn starts 3rd. Once again, never outside the top 3 here in the XL after on pole yesterday. Can he get a victory here today? Oliver Rowland starts 2nd for Nissan after a disqualification yesterday for overpower use. We see, can Rowland take victory today? He'll have a great inside line towards turn 1 as Stoffel Van Dorn starts on pole position, his 2nd pole of the year. Can he take his 2nd victory of the year after victory in the 2nd race back in Rome as well? We should get, Ed, hopefully, a fantastic race. 45 minutes plus 1 lap ahead of us.
Yeah, especially if yesterday was anything to go by. And like you said in the broadcast yesterday, that its 2nd race tends to be even better as the drivers that really struggled the first time get a better chance, get a better grip on things, and it becomes a much more competitive affair. Although, to be fair, we did have a great fight for the lead yesterday between 2 or 3 drivers. So Lynn and De Vries being one of them, Dennis, of course, being victorious ultimately. But the big thing is here, can Oliver Rowland in the Nissan make a good start and put pressure on Stoffel Van Dorn's Mercedes? Mercedes seem to be back on song, don't they, Josh?
Absolutely. Mercedes have sort of been off of it the past couple of races as well. They haven't had the most decent of run. They lie 4th in the Constructors' Championship as well. They are 11 points back. They had no points scoring in Puebla Race 2 or either of the New York. They had 24 points yesterday. Put them right back into the mix. Track temperature is at 23 degrees. Air temperature 22 degrees. A 67% chance of rain is what is coming up on my monitor. Green lights on. They are moving forward 4 spaces from the dummy grid to the main grid. Sebastian Buemi starts P11 as well. Watch out. He was having a great race yesterday. Watch out for Da Costa as well, starting 22nd. Watch out for Bird. He has yet to complete a racing lap here at the new XL Centre in London. Tensions rise. 3 races remain in the championship. Realistically, 6 drivers still have a chance to take the championship. Now, this is going to be a crucial race in Season 7 here in London. 5 red lights are on. Lights out, London. Good start from Van Dorn. Good start from Rowland. And Van Dorn does go decreasing and towards turn 1 to you, Ed.
Yeah, there we go. And Lynn slots into 3rd. And De Vries gets past, holds off Mitch Evans, by the way. And they're 3 wide at the back there. I think someone's going to come to grief, just like Alex Sims did yesterday, into this turn 4 and 5 section. But it looks like they're all going through. Oh, it looks like Rene Rast being pushed out by De Grassi there. So the Audi swap positions in 9th and 10th, I think.
Absolutely. But, yeah, they did swap positions. Back to you. Oh, and that's Sims dropping down.
Oh, yeah, this is the Jaguars at the very back well, one of the Jaguars, but Bird getting into a bit of squabble there with Sims. I think Sims has made a horrible start once again.
Oh, De Grassi all out of shape. De Grassi round the outside of Setecamera. Can't do it at the switchback. Porsche's coming into fruition as well.
Oh, this is such a difficult part of the track as well in the first lap because it tightens up so much, and if you're at the back, there's nowhere to go, is there, Josh?
There is nowhere to go at the back, especially down at the switchback section. Turn 10 and 11 so tight as well. And it eases up so much into a fast straight before a heavy braking zone into turn 16 where attack mode is. And again, Alexander Sims has dropped further back the field. Started 19th, now 24th, sorry. Blomqvist down to 21st. Burch moved up into 19th place, so he's made a decent start. But Van Dorn did immediately, as you say that, he cut across the inside of Van Dorn in towards turn 1, had to defend well. And Roland now stuck behind the Mercedes. And this time, the Mercedes is not losing its front wing as Freund tries to have a look on Verline into 1. He had a little look to the inside, but was just playing dummies with him.
Yeah, and Roland, who had a really good race yesterday, as we see one of the Neos heading for the pits, it's Tom Blomqvist, who qualified 15th. That's a shame for him. 2 races in a row, I think Blomqvist had to visit the pits early, and Sims in the same position too. So, 2 poor qualifying just caused them to get caught up in incidents there. I literally gave the commentator's curse to Alex Sims because I mentioned that he got punted out yesterday and someone else was going to have a similar fate, and it turned out it was Alexander Sims once again. Mortara also had a pretty awful start, dropping down to 22nd position behind Oliver Turvey. But Da Costa already, I think, ahead of Sam Bird in 18th position as we look at Blomqvist trundling down the pit lane.
That's a very weird one. Did he actually stop in the box? I don't think he did.
Well, it must have been a quick stop. Maybe there was a puncture.
Just a quick tyre change then. You're going to get 2
yeah,
sets,
it wouldn't take too long, yeah. Or possibly just a precautionary check, where it's like something's wrong with the car, notice and continue.
Yeah, just keep going. Yeah, the last thing you want is a puncture around this track. Of course, one thing you've also got to watch about in the next 42 minutes plus 1 lap is the rain. It's been threatening all day as well. There's now a big black cloud over the third sector, well, the second sector.
Yeah, we even heard reports of thunderstorms.
Yes.
There are a couple of people trying to watch the race, and then their satellite feed's gone.
That happened that happened back in, where was it? Yeah, we had thunderstorms. Paris, wasn't it, a couple of years ago, and the transmission got all gargled up. Yeah. Degrassi then holds off Rast.
Yeah, and just a little shout out to Robin Freins, who qualified really has held on to 8th position. The Virgin team have invited one of their super fans, who's also a friend of mine, Natalie, is there spectating with them and watching the race. So it's good to see some fans at the track, even though it's not obviously the full contingent. You and me would love to be there, of course.
And there's the thunder. There was the thunder. We had a little bit as De Vries looked something inside. Oh, that's
already on Lynn there. Lynn didn't fight that one too hard. That was a rerun almost of yesterday, but De Vries making the moves much earlier this time, and now Roland is the next target. But Cam Evans, who showed great pace yesterday, didn't quite get Super Pole right, but can he follow De Vries through and get past the Mahindra?
Jake Dennis was stuck up behind the back of Andrew Lotto, almost running to the back of him down at turn 10 as well. Breakup of the transmission on the pictures if you're watching on Channel 4 in the UK, because it is starting to thunder. The rain's starting to spit, I believe.
And a couple of attack modes. Boemi is
Wise.
activated his attack mode.
And Da Costa.
Jev and Mortara as well.
Yeah. Wise, absolutely wise to do that, because if not, you run the risk of losing out overall in terms of position. We understand our timing monitor might be slightly behind as well on one picture. We'll try and sort that as well in the coming times. Let's take another look at Nick De Vries, Ed.
Yeah, here we go. So De Vries has set up the move. I think Lynn has also almost got. And did he bump the back of Roland as well? Yeah. So this is nearly what happened when he was passing Buemi. De Vries yesterday, that he almost hit the back of Lynn and got the braking just right, but this was much earlier in the race to feel bunched much closer together as a DLR train that goes by it all, almost oblivious to the fact that there's a Formula E race.
Well, you can't hear it, can you? You're going down.
Yeah, I guess with no fans allowed, or not many, the rest of London's continuing like it's just the normal Sunday afternoon.
So a lot of criticisms actually about the track configuration at this part of the track yesterday. It's something unique. Oh, that's a great.
Was, Da Costa and Bird side by side.
Yeah, so Bird's really going for it as well. Da Costa, Bird having to hold off on Da Costa.
Because he went into attack mode, fell behind Bird.
Roland
in it again. There, Roland drops behind De Vries because he activates attack mode.
So it's a Mercedes 1-2 in London. Roland now up into P2. Attack mode must be used twice during the race, each lasting 8 minutes. You get a 35 kilowatt increase to the power, so it's 235.
Now this is going to be crucial. Can Roland clear De Vries quickly using attack mode? Is he going to pull out to the left here as we ride on the nose cone? De Vries defends. Oh, he tried to push him in the wall there.
Absolutely defending like mad as De Vries as Roland touches the back of the diffuser with the front nose cone as well. The titanium cameras really getting their money's worth here as Roland is stuck to the back of Van Dorn like glue. Look at that. Look how dark it's
De Vries,
gone.
sorry, not Van Dorn. He's behind.
Yeah, De Vries, thank you for that. Yeah, look at how dark it's gone as well. There's the tap from the back as Bird he got under attack. DaCosta's on the inside of Bird, but Bird hit the back of Nick Cassidy coming into the hairpin at turn 10. As Van Dorn leads the way.
And that created the opportunity. Oh, he almost could have spun DaCosta around there. That was a real steering lock limitation moment where suddenly the Formula car just had the turning circle of an elephant, didn't it?
Yeah, Bird really struggling there at the moment as well. Did nearly spin. That would have been a red flag as well with the track block. Remember Rome, of course, back in season 4. Dennis has passed Ericsson as well. So Van Dorn did have the fastest lap. Now goes for attack mode. As does Dennis. Brilliant time for Roland to get back through. Roland passes De Vries but can't get ahead of Van Dorn. The gap was a bit too much.
Yeah, he really needed to clear it. So De Vries was playing the team game absolutely by blocking down the main straight there. And that has really enabled Roland to not really take full advantage of this attack mode. So it's really going to come down to the second deployment or potentially energy management near the end. So the Nissan team have got to hope as we look at, it's raining.
It's raining. It's raining.
According to the Weather Channel, it is.
So there goes on the inside. Buemi locks up, nearly hits into the back of Rene Rast as well. Buemi tried up the inside at turn 1. So it's starting to rain.
Somebody's already taken a significant bite out of the front of Buemi's nose cone, so he's getting a lot of breeze on the bottom of the soles of his feet. Actually, he's got boots on, wouldn't he?
Yeah, but it'll go right up the leg as well and into unmentionable areas, I would think, as well.
Okay, we don't need to describe Buemi's anatomy in quite so much detail, Josh.
Well, what was that thing by Sebastian Vettel? I'd be very proud if it was that dangling between the legs, but it's not. It's something. Someone left a screwdriver in the car, didn't they? In America a couple of years ago. Oh, well, who was that? Getting all... Was that Roland? That's Buemi again.
Yes.
And he hits. Oh, there's the contact. Rast gets his front nose cone ripped off down at turn 11 and his wheels gone. There's carnage everywhere. Safety car, surely.
That's yellow for sure.
It's a safety car. Safety car deployed according to my monitor. Rast out of the race. Wheel off as well as the safety car is out. As the incident between Bird and DaCosta has been noted by the stewards. There's the call for the safety car.
Right now. The crucial thing here is that the drivers that have not used their first attack modes yet, potentially they won't be wasting it, while the drivers who have are sort of having to stick to the same pace for the next couple of minutes. So there's a couple of minutes of attack mode that's going to go to waste here.
I think Rast's wheel was damaged at the exit of turn 10. The way he was sort of just skating along. Watch. Comes in. Buemi nerfs into the back of him, locking up. Then there's a secondary contact there. Yeah, the front wheel was already broken before he turned in. So it's double suspension.
Yeah, because it feels like Rast was sort of pinballed into him there.
So it's
and this is something that Sere Camera described, because we saw there was a very minor contact with Degrassi. But this had a huge consequence because it really seriously damaged Sede Kamara's car and caused him to drop down to 17th out of, he's qualified 4th and ended up just dropping down the field dramatically after Degrassi hit him.
It's a double suspension failure for Rast. So there's the first contact. Here's the second. That does the right-hand side wheel. The contact. Yeah,
he's a passenger. You're absolutely right calling on that one, Josh. Your instincts were absolutely right.
Yeah, and I just thought, why did that car dart towards the wall so much? And then when they came around turn 11, it was the left-hand side wheel that was off. The right was damaged.
Do you think Buemi was too aggressive there?
Massive. Well,
he hit him in the back. He hit him just before then as well.
I'd say going into turn 10, Buemi was a passenger because he locked up. But everything after that, the exit at turn 10 hairpin into turn 11, absolutely Buemi was aggressive. And Rast sort of had nowhere to go. I would read that as Buemi's fault, as Rast was a complete passenger.
And is that potentially really hurt Rene Rast's title challenge? Because remember, we saw the early swap positions. Might have just been an energy thing, but towards the end they swapped positions in London.
Well,
Degrassi moving over for Rast, and now Degrassi's kind of on his own in 9th place now.
Rast was only 9 points off the championship hunt. Of course, he's on 72 coming into this race. Bird's on 81, and that is still the matter at the moment. So the safety car out.
Those two marshals have been quite casual about this.
Yeah.
They don't seem at all concerned about these mighty 0 to 60 in 2.8 seconds Formula E cars that is going by them.
Well,
in close proximity. But thank God the double wave yellows and the safety car is out.
yeah, because otherwise that would have been they couldn't have done it under a full course yellow.
Yeah,
It had to be. Yeah,
I was sort of, my first instinct was maybe there might be an opening, but yeah, it was right next to the XL building, isn't it? So they have to get it to the back, drag it back to where the opening is, isn't it? At the hairpin.
and that incident is under investigation by the stewards, Rast and Boemi. So we'll see with that. Look at that. It is raining in London and it's coming over this way. That's about what, 5 minutes away?
The rain, it's coming home.
And you can see
Back to
it.
its natural habitat.
Look at Canary Wharf as well, completely. You can't even see it as the safety car's in this lap. Probably race control have looked out the window from inside and have said, yeah, we need to get this race back underway. So here we go again then. Ed, do you want to take the restart?
Yeah, there we go. So Van Dorn just controlling the pace. They've still got 2 minutes of attack mode left. Roland's got a minute and a half. So they'll be hoping to make advantage of the very last of that. So it's not complete waste, this attack mode, as the safety car reaches the pit lane. And Van Dorn still slows, but he did this in Rome. He went at the last minute. There we go. The pack is released then. And Van Dorn gets back up to full speed. De Vries not too far behind Roland either. So Mercedes 1-2 could still be on the cards here. They nearly did it in Valencia earlier this season.
What's happened to Dennis and Ericsson? They've dropped right back down the order for some reason. Let's have a look at turn one. There it is. They're in the wall, surely. Yep. Ericsson tries up to go to the inside, and Cassidy's involved. Oh.
Yeah, Dennis just being pushed out there, wasn't he?
Oh, that's not good for yesterday's race winner as well. I suppose if you want to make a move, turn 1 and 2 is probably the best opportunity because the rest of the track is quite difficult. Look how dark it's got underneath the bridge section as well. That it's getting darker at London.
They might have to turn the little light on.
Yeah.
Actually,
that's a good point. If the driver's completely blind down there, that's a problem. As Roland a bit under pressure there as well. Lotto Boemi,
Lotto trying to get back past Boemi because he's gone into attack mode, of course.
You're looking at a different picture, I think, to me, because De Vries was on the back of Roland, but no, that's okay. As Lotto gets ahead, does Lotto get ahead? No, Boemi stays ahead of Lotto.
Yeah, but Lotto was all over him there, which is why I mention it. But yeah. But there we go. So
here we go.
Roland just about to run out of attack mode, and so he's got to hold on from De Vries for the next minute and a half.
That safety car came at the worst time. Is that Da Costa taking it? Yeah, Da Costa taking his second attack mode. Ericsson takes his first.
Too, yes.
Yeah, Boemi, a 10-second stop-go penalty for causing a collision. Now that equates.
He did take out René Rast, so that's not surprising in the least.
A 10-second penalty here, according to Article 16.3, equivalates to 34 seconds in the pit lane. So that's going to put him right to the back of the field. Worst time to get one after the safety car comes in.
Oh, indeed, yeah. But of course, you couldn't serve it during the safety car because that would be a bit unfair on particularly René Rast. He'd be like, well, that barely hurt him at all.
It wouldn't have hurt him at all under that. As I think, Cassidy's got ahead. Sorry, Dennis passed by Da Costa.
There's never a good time to get a penalty, is there? As De Vries attacks
Ooh,
Roland.
That was very nicely done. Got it done way before the hairpin.
Get ahead, almost alongside him before the braking zone.
Nothing
Roland could do there in the Nissan.
Roland just may as well have opened the door and served him a cup of tea and a bit of Victoria sponge down into 10.
Mercedes have only got 20 seconds left of attack mode for both of them, so
they've timed this perfectly then. And I bet they would have gone for the second one immediately as well. If they know that rain's coming, they would have hoped that by now they would have been out of it, so they could have taken their second attack mode immediately. But now they're going to do the next lap.
And Lynn is still right behind Roland, so it's not like Roland can just go into attack mode now.
Da Costa's past Cassidy, sorry, back to you.
Yeah, there we go. And we're just getting a little Drivers' Championship prediction. De Vries and Van Dorn will get ahead of Bird in the lead of the standings. And Dennis will drop behind Freins. Freins, of course, in 8th place at the moment, with Rast being eliminated.
This championship is changing every single round. You cannot predict who's going to win.
There we go. Changing every lap, yeah. Well, he was still behind Nico Müller, actually, in the standings after he got disqualified yesterday. So that shows how Nico Müller no longer driving in this series. There we go. That was Cassidy being overtaken by Da Costa.
So Da Costa slips on the inside down into turn 16. A nice little move.
Don't see too many moves there, do you?
No, that's usually because it's tight on the inside line, isn't it? So it's a risk worth taking.
So Cassidy really cooperated there. There we go. That's the penalty being served by Boemi. He gets going again.
Is that another 10-second penalty coming through? Because
I believe it's the same one.
Because it just flashed up on the monitors. I know you saw it in the world feed, but it's flashed up on the timing monitors again. Lynn?
Okay, loop this lap. Alex.
So
he's
attack
going
mode this
for
lap,
the
yeah.
attack mode loop then.
There we go. As Van Dorn takes it, De Vries takes the lead as well. Lynn takes attack mode. So De Vries leads.
Whoa.
Look at that.
This is interesting then. Our Mercedes are going to start fighting one another.
Oh.
And that could help Roland, as Lynn is closing now on the both of them with attack mode.
And the rain's coming. The rain, as Bird's past Vern, that's crucial. Bird getting up there. Van Dorn's got a good exit though, down out of the last corner. Is he going to go for a move in towards turn one? Yep.
They're playing the team game then. So no resistance from De Vries whatsoever this time, unlike Roland.
So frustrating there as well as what's happened to Costa. Trying for a move on Lotterer down towards turn one on the driver track, and there's a yellow. What's happened? Oh, don't tell me Da Costa's in the wall. Da Costa's off at turn one. Da Costa's off in the wall. It was Da Costa. Oh, I don't believe it. He went for a move on the inside of Lotterer. And he's ended up in the wall. Can he get him? Can he
had
find
such
reverse?
a good race yesterday, Da Costa, but it's all come to grief now. And I wonder if Lotterer did not give way there when maybe he should have. We'll have to see what the incident is.
Is that suspension?
Yeah, the cheetah looks stranded there. That could be another safety car potentially, or a full course yellow, because he's already at the barriers.
I'm so disappointed. I mean, this guy.
Yeah, so it's Lotterer. Oh, more contact. Lotterer, I think, hit the back of Sete Camera there. Down
Yeah,
into
and it
turn,
looked like one of the Venturis was making a move. I think that might have been Mortara trying to get past Vern.
De Vries takes attack mode and comes out alongside Alex Lynn. Roland goes back up to second. Lynn can't get through as there's the big rain cloud coming over the circuit. 27 minutes to go plus one lap. So much action in the opening 15 minutes. Safety car deployed. So they've had to deploy
Crucial
it.
that the safety car was deployed right after De Vries took attack mode there. So he lost position now to Oliver Roland. Roland, who has not gone for his
this
second
helps.
attack mode yet. So
This
actually
helps
Roland
him,
being quite luckier, much luckier this time as Van Dorn wastes his attack mode. So there's still a chance that Nissan could win this race.
This is getting very tense as well, and I suppose the British public willing on Oliver Roland. I know some people will be willing on Stoffel Van Dorn, one of the most popular
I'm sure
drivers.
quite a few of them will be willing on Evans in the
Oh,
Jaguar.
Lotterer, what are you doing?
You squeezed him right in the wall. The wheels bent there already before he even hits the barrier on the other side. So yeah, it was just over aggressive from Lotterer, and we've seen that so many times this season.
Yeah, he likes to play that aggressive
So
one.
many times where Lotterer has gone for a move, defended over aggressively, and ended up ruining another driver's race and potentially his own as well. There we go. It was a late move. Or did Lotterer not see him until it was too late?
I don't think Lotterer saw him, actually. From the camera angle we first saw, it was just Lotterer squeezing Da Costa to the wall.
Yeah, Da Costa went very late for a very small gap. That was a Lewis Hamilton, Max Verstappen kind of situation.
I mean, Lotterer defended the inside line, and then all of a sudden Da Costa did a dummy on him and went extremely towards the pit wall.
Well, Lotterer was in the middle of the road, though, so he thought that was enough to stave him off. And then just, right, I'm going to turn into the corner, and didn't realise, or realised too late, perhaps, that Da Costa was there.
I want to see the onboard of Lotterer, because if Lotterer moves his wheel, then it's Lotterer's fault.
I would not be surprised to see a penalty coming Andre's way, though.
From that angle, it looked like it was Da Costa who went for an aggressive move. But
that's not a flattering angle.
No, it's not,
Da
is it?
Costa exiting the...
There we go. Just mooning everybody as he gets out of the car.
Yeah.
And that's his championship over. At a crucial stage, with only 3 races to go, including this one, he was only 1 point off of Sam Bird in the championship.
No, I don't think it's over for Da Costa, because he could still recover from that in Berlin. I think Rast's retirement was more fatal for his chances, to be honest, because he really needed to score. Was in position to score some points today, but I think I'd be amazed to see Rene Rast win the championship now.
And here's Mortara on Vern.
This is what I saw. Yeah, Mortara trying to get past Vern and sort of just sticking a wheel up the inside and hoping for the best, really.
Oh, he did chop off the nose cone there.
Yeah, Oliver Turvey just behind, watching closely, with Sims still in the race, actually, which is good to see. I think that's the very back of the field, isn't it? The battle for like a 21st, 22nd, 23rd, and 24th.
Right at the back,
Turvey dragging a bit of carbon along the floor with him in the slow-mo. There was definitely something that got knocked off of Mortara that Turvey was...
I think it was the front wheel. It must have been the front nose cone. You know, like Boemi's got it cut off. It looks like that. And yeah, Lotterer and Da Costa under investigation caused a collision. So we'll wait to see what the stewards deem on that one. I want to see the onboard of Lotterer to know what happened. So the safety car then for another couple of laps. Da Costa back in the DS.
That's bad news for all the people in attack mode right
now.
Ericsson, Turvey, Sims, Da Costa all about to run out, and Van Dorn. De Vries, who literally just went in it before the safety car got called out.
Last lap.
Maybe it would have been more sensible to.
Yeah. Ed, last lap time under the safety car, 3 minutes, 8 seconds. So everybody in attack mode below 3 minutes is out of it. So that's done.
This really looks like Roland in a good position now. Is that Degrassi in trouble?
Oh,
he
is
was saying out next to. I think there's something wrong with the timing.
The timing
it's showing Degrassi in the lead, which is not the case.
Has he come down the pit lane? Because it's on every timing monitor showing Degrassi leading this race.
So keep this in mind. Lynn, Evans, Verline, and Frines have all got another attack mode to use. Roland has got one too, but Van Dorn, De Vries, Gunther, I think, and Sede Camera are all out in the top 10. So
that's it.
I think Sede Camera is going to be very vulnerable to Andre Lotterer. That is if Lotterer avoids a penalty for this. If we're looking at the replays again.
I can't see.
Any more thoughts on this, Josh? Yeah, I think what also was really unlucky was that was a little transition in the wall there.
That's what I was looking at.
Exactly where the Costa got squeezed into. But yeah, I think he has plenty of reason to feel aggrieved there.
I think that's 60% Lotterer, 40% Da Costa.
Yeah, I think he will be very upset that collision ends up costing him the title.
Yeah,
but Da Costa's had so many good drives today. I think he can still recover it in Berlin, but we'll have to see how things play out, won't we? Because Mercedes looking like they will be a threat in the championship now. They're launching themselves back in.
I said yesterday on the grid.
So Degrassi is leading in front of the safety car, but I could have sworn that was him in the pit lane. There's some kind of error going on here.
No, hang on. Degrassi is in front of the safety car, so Degrassi leads this race.
Is Degrassi being allowed to unlap himself or something?
Was he a lap down? According to the driver tracker, Lucas Degrassi leads this race.
Well, I thought he was running down in 9th behind Frines, so I'm not sure how is he overtaken people under the safety car somehow or going into the pit lane? And here we go.
So let's take a look.
So he's gone into the pit lane for some reason.
He's just gone straight down the pit lane.
And emerged in front of Van Dorn.
Degrassi is under investigation by the stewards. So Degrassi's gone into the pit lane. That is... okay, right. The safety car's in. We're back racing. Lucas Degrassi leads this race in what could be a brilliant call.
30 seconds left.
Evans
diving up the inside. Evans gets through on the inside of the BMW.
Yeah, and Van Dorn has only got a few seconds left for attack mode. Same with Lynn as well, but De Vries has got a whole minute and 20 seconds left. So De Vries could be a threat to Roland this lap.
5 kilowatt energy reduction, so 8 in total they've lost. Brings it down to 40 they're allowed to use in this race. Is that against the rules?
No way is Degrassi going to avoid penalty for jumping the field by going through the pit lane.
Is that... Did he stop in the garage at any point as Van Dorn tries to go around the outside as well at the same time? Big lock-up! Out goes Van Dorn! Roland just hits him!
Roland just hits the side of Van Dorn there, and both of them lose several places, but Van Dorn, I think, is out there.
No, he's got it going!
Was caused by Degrassi being in front of them. And
if Van Dorn
at the hairpin.
And Roland's got a broken suspension, Roland is in deep trouble. If Van Dorn wasn't already angry at the fact that Degrassi went through the pit lane to take the lead, he's going to be extremely angry now. Degrassi has lost the lead as Nick De Vries takes it here in London. It's all changing.
Really the De Vries, hasn't it? And potentially puts a big spanner in the works for Van Dorn's title hopes. But that
Lotterer drives through.
Yeah, there we go. That was predictable. Lotterer being penalised for taking Da Costa out of the race, but Degrassi has gone for attack mode, which is why he's now behind De Vries.
So it's all... And into the pit lane comes Andre Lotterer to serve it. Frines trying to go around the outside of Lotterer into turn 1. Can't do it. Verline. Yeah, Lotterer in the pit lane whilst also trying to go through on Frines. Porsches really need to do better at identifying. So, let's talk this through again then, Ed.
Yeah, here we go. So Degrassi, look, Van Dorn wants to go through, can't. It gets stuck on the outside. Roland goes for the inside and gets it wrong, just dunks into the side of, brakes way too late, crashes into the side of Van Dorn and damages his car if not then in the second contact with the wall. And this is what hands De Vries gets a boxing seat view of this, can just dive underneath the both of them, wait for Degrassi to either be penalised or take attack mode. And there we go. This is Evans. Just avoided Lynn, and that was why he had to get back past the Gunther there. And
hit the side of him,
himself.
Oh, all sorts of dramas when the safety car came in. And let's go back to what happened to Lucas Degrassi. He was in 9th place, as you said, Ed. He went through the pit lane on the start-finish straight and just took the lead of the race. Is that against the rules? I'm not entirely sure. I think Aldi found a loophole.
And gained positions under the safety car. But
it's a grey area.
On track that's illegal under the safety car. But that is a circuit design flaw. Then they really should have. If that's legal, then it's ridiculous.
Well, let's see. The total time through the pit lane is 19 seconds.
Now if there's a safety car, everyone's going to go through the pit lane every lane.
Yeah. So it's 19 seconds, effectively, to drive through. So to get through the pit lane, it takes 19 seconds. And they were going extremely slow down towards turn 1. And, of course, you feed in here at the exit of turn 2. So you don't have to brake and take turn 1. So I think Audi have come up with a little bit of a blinder there.
Yeah, but now Degrassi in attack mode with De Vries having run out of it can potentially attack again for the lead now. And let's not forget Lynn now behind, looking to get into second place now.
Van Dorn and Roland under investigation for causing a collision. No idea about that one. Oh, and that's one of the Jaguars slipping up the inside.
I'm very surprised. That's Bird.
Bird.
He's getting past the Dragon and Vern.
Gunther.
Investigation. Himself.
Well, that was all we heard from Gunther. I didn't make it out. I don't know if you did, Ed, on the pictures. So Bird up to 12th.
Investigation. But I think he might be a bit upset with Evans squeezing him a bit there.
Frines takes attack mode, loses a position nearly to set a camera, does he? No, keeps ahead.
That's Cassidy just fighting as well with one of the Venturis. That's Mortara, I think, because I don't think they've got up to NATO yet.
Degrassi's got a great run out of the last corner. Can he get anything now? Look at this. De Vries so aggressive. And Degrassi takes the lead here in London. Well, you just can't write it. Surely a penalty coming his way, but a remarkable, ingenious reading of the rules there from Audi.
Yeah, we've not seen him under investigate, but it seems ridiculous. If Degrassi wins this race, that will be...
It is under investigation. Degrassi is under investigation,
okay.
Yeah.
There we go. Yeah, because I didn't see it come up, but yeah, now Lynn potentially is going to attack De Vries as well. Could Alex Lynn win this thing?
Well, I think Lynn stands the best opportunity. Look at this. De Vries already having to defend. Degrassi locks up into turn 10, and Lynn's already on the back of him as well. It's getting all very close. Further back as well. Side by side. One of the Porsches coming in. Oh, bang! One of the... Oh, no. Suspension damage for one of the...
I think that's Frines.
Yes, it's Frines. He hit the back of Verline, so it's Frines. Yellow at turn 10. So that debris
just gone into
out.
attack mode as well. He was had 6 minutes left, but Frines actually got through past Verline on my screen. That's why, because he's taking
attack mode. Oh, and Jake Dennis sliding around.
So the damage wasn't too bad to the Virgin there.
That's great news as well. Just an end plate then on the front wing taken off. Yellow still out. Fastest up of the race goes to Robin Frines as well, despite crushing his on a 1:21.635.
So Lynn looking like he wants revenge for yesterday when De Vries basically dived at the inside using
He's
going to
get it.
Here we go. Lynn got fan boost. We didn't cover that earlier on. But
we didn't see it.
At first corner.
So Lynn had fan boost and uses it. There we go. De Vries, Lynn, Bird, and Van Dorn. And Acosta got fan boost. Wow.
Yes, and now Evans is really having to defend from Gunther, who's still in attack mode for the next 3 minutes or so. And a bit of the end plate has completely fallen off Evans. We saw it get brushed against the wall earlier, but now it's completely parted company as Van Dorn uses fan boost to try and attack Vern for 14th place.
We haven't actually had the official of who has got the fan boost come up on our monitor. That was the first the team saw of it.
There we go. That must be Evans's...
and Sete Camera dives up the inside of Norman Nato and gets ahead. Van Dorn uses his fan boost now as well.
Yeah, there we go. Van Dorn has made it through.
Wow, it's all changing as well on the board.
Van Dorn still in this race, could potentially recover and pick up a few points, but he'll be bitterly disappointed and aggrieved about what happened there, because Degrassi really shouldn't have been there and Roland shouldn't have gone for the move, really. So it's two wrong things where I feel like Van Dorn was kind of an innocent victim in that.
So Degrassi leads this race once again. After getting through on Lynn, he's led it now on lap 18. Wow.
Yeah, Lynn's not going to have an attack mode delta over Degrassi because Lynn is going to run out a couple of seconds after Degrassi does. So it's going to come down to, on track at least, energy management. But I think Degrassi will be like a penalty for what at some point. I imagine that's going to be a radio message we hear. It's like, because you went through the pit lane and gained positions while everyone else stayed out on track.
I wonder if they might black flag him for that, you know. as just a straight black flag, no drive-through or anything. A straight.
I think they would have
black
done that
flag.
by now. I think there's probably a debate with Alan McNish furiously saying, "Well,
Why?
you know,
Yeah,
if I want to go through the pit lane and overtake people, why not?"
we've already given ourselves a drive-through penalty. Why do you need to?
It does beg the question of why didn't they
Alter it, yeah.
why didn't they notice this earlier as a potential exploit as the Dragon fighting against Cassidy there, I think.
So Sete Camera keeping ahead, of Cassidy, as Cassidy's got his nose knocked off out of joint as well.
Cassidy really in attack mode at the moment. I wonder if he might try and dive up the inside of Camara at 16.
Lynn is, got an extra 2 seconds of attack mode to Degrassi.
And Gunther, it looks like he hasn't been able to get through on Evans. So Evans has done a very good defensive job here. And Frines now pressuring Gunther.
This is the good stuff that we
Frines
like to
with
see.
fastest lap as well, crucially.
Oh, and Roland gets a 5-second time penalty for causing a collision at turn 10.
I'm surprised Roland's still in the race, down in 19th place.
Yeah.
Behind Sims and Turvey.
Cassidy's got to run. Cassidy's definitely got to run. And City Camera had to go defensive. Cassidy's going round the outside towards turn 1. Camera's going to have to back out of this one. And brilliant move from Nick Cassidy there, round the outside into turn 1.
Yeah, he had a lot of confidence to pull that one off. And Sam Bird fancies to go at the Dragon too, doesn't he?
Bird wants points. Bird now knows how crucial it is.
This is about the 10th position between these three, isn't it?
The wind is actually quite staying well away.
Yeah, we haven't had the
away,
promised rain in this race that you were going on about earlier, Josh, with your Weather Channel app. As Gunther continues to harry Mitch Evans.
NNGY Dan Bro said, "Lol, I'm running to the XL so I can see it before it finishes." So he's
trying to get to
away.
the DLR station.
Well, hopefully you can make it there before the end of this race. You've got another 12 minutes 40 seconds plus 1 lap, so about another. You've got.
Why is he watching this? That's what I want to know. Maybe he needs the radio commentary style.
Well, hopefully, and you've got the driver tracker as well, so hopefully that helps in any possible way. As Bird's passed Sete Camera, according to this monitor, Bird has passed Sete Camera. Where's he done it then? Can't see anything on the monitor.
We should hold track position.
That's Gunther just being told to hold track position there.
Frines has passed, did they? This is why, look at this. Frines really trying to get through on Gunther in the inside. Oh, and a damage, look, to the front wing end plate there.
It's wobbling, but it's still holding on, and Frines goes around the outside,
beautiful.
almost off track there.
Beautiful move.
I think they might just let him get away with that one, because the ABB bit was sort of painted on. It's kind of a unwritten rule that you're allowed to go over that bit, because it's sort of on the exit of the corner, and it's right next to the wall. You've got 2 wheels just about touching the track surface over the white line.
With 11 minutes to go, they've finally told us who the fan boost winners are of Lynn, DaCosta, De Vries, Van Dorn and Bird. So they
2 of which have already used theirs.
Yeah, so the drivers must have had an alert in the car to tell
Lynn
them.
and Van Dorn have already used it. Oh, smoke from the back of Frines. Is Frines in trouble here? Oh no, that's just him going through the switchback hairpins.
Yeah, I thought.
And the 2 BMW Andretti's right next to each other. This could get interesting. We're fighting for 7th place with Dennis in attack mode.
Oh, that was the contact surely there as well. Sims tried to go through on Roland, and there is drama. There's a yellow out on the track as well. So Buemi's moved up to 18th as Sims has taken Roland and gone straight on. And so Buemi moves up to 18th. Cassidy now down the order. Nato to 10th as well, as we see Frines all over the back of Mitch Evans. As we come to the XL.
really lost out there because now Evans has just got Frines behind him. So,
and you're right, there is some sort of...
just in front of Dennis. So something must have happened to Max Gunther while we were watching the replay earlier.
You're right, though. There is some sort of smoke on the back of Evans.
On the outside of Evans.
Into turn 1. It seems to be a new overtaking team, but too late. Nearly hits the back of Evans as well.
Ran out of room there. Yeah, Evans was not going to let that one through. Not in a month of Sundays.
I think Evans must have something rubbing on the tyre. That smoke you spotted is there. You can see it. So I wonder if there's a problem there. Beth saying, when does sprint qualifying start? Well, you're going to have to wait until Monza for the Formula 1 second race there. And Adam saying, doing an awesome job as well. So thanks to that as well.
Yeah,
more
we
motivation.
Don't have any of that sprint qualifying nonsense here in Formula E.
No, thankfully.
From my point of view, as Frines is about to run out of attack mode, so Evans might just get a reprieve here because Frines' front wheel cover does not look front left one does not look too healthy either. And great, we can get the cameras on the very back and the very tip toe of the nose.
Could do with a clean on board with Frines as well. As Lynn keeping ahead of De Vries. And
there we go. Evans goes for attack mode and Frines goes through into 4th position.
Evans. That was a surprise. as he goes up. So he's going to have another 8 minutes. He's good to the end of the race. So does Gunther, as you say. As watch out further down the field. Only 2 retirements, though. That's to Costa and Rast.
The gap between Lynn and Degrassi 1.5 in the lead, by the way, with I think De Vries is De Vries is about 3/10 behind Lynn.
Frines having to go defensive. Evans now. Oh, and Frines kicks up all the debris down into turn 1. Not the wisest then to go to the centre of the track. Evans trying to go on the outside.
Territory,
yeah,
because
good.
They've not alreready been able to clean up from the Lotterer Da Costa incident, or is that another one?
Well, why are we looking at Jarl Eriksson? Oh, it's Eriksson.
Oh, there we go. The wheel cover.
Oh, Mortara.
That's on Mortara.
Not Eriksson.
Right. So he may have bumped into the back of Eriksson, which caused that. But yeah, a big dramatic moment there.
Frines having to go defensive on the inside. Oh, Evans does the comeback into turn 10. Dives up the inside and makes the move. Beautiful.
Oh, lovely stuff by Mitch Evans there. Just judge that to perfection, and nothing Robin Frines could really do.
Drive-through penalty for Lucas Degrassi for a safety car infringement, and Van Dorn's got trouble.
Inevitable, wasn't it? Oh, was Van Dorn in trouble again?
He's had more contact. Oh, it's gone now. The end plate's gone.
He's not having a great day, is he, Stoffel Van Dorn? Qualified on pole, but since then has said everything wrong happened to him, and it's not really been his fault either.
So let me get this straight. Degrassi's got a drive-through for doing a drive-through. Unbelievable. You can't write this stuff.
What did he have a drive-through from anything before? I thought he just decided to go through the pit lane.
He did. No, yeah, he just decided to go through the pit lane to get the lead of the race, but they've deceived that it was a safety car.
This is the problem with Lucas Degrassi, is that he thinks he's very clever, doesn't he?
It was clever, but yeah.
Very clever people is they think that the stewards are stupid.
Both the Virgins running out now with debris as well. Motorsport Broadcasting is at the track. He says, I don't think I've ever seen that before. Don't think I have either.
You could be talking about anything. Evans' move, Degrassi going through.
Must be Degrassi in the pit lane.
I assume so, yeah. That would be the obvious talking point. It looks like Jake Dennis has got past Gunther.
Yes.
So Dennis could attack Verline before the end of the race now.
Desperately trying to see what this penalty issue is and what article he broke.
This is going to drop Degrassi out of the point, surely.
It should do. I'm trying to work out. There's all sorts of drama going down at turn 10. Loads of cars bangled together. One of them is Eduardo Mortaro, who's been passed by Van Dorn. There's the yellow on the track at turn 10. So was it Mortaro running off the track there going wide?
I didn't quite see that. Mortaro's still running in 15th behind just under a second behind Van Dorn, so it could be someone else has hit trouble then. Might be where's Norman Nato in the order? Nato's just holding on to the final point now, just ahead of Sam Bird. Both Nato and Bird still in attack mode. And Gunther, I think, has got an extra minute of attack mode compared to Dennis, so we could see if Dennis can't get past Verline, they might let Gunther through us. Somebody running.
It's Alan McNish. Alan McNish is running to the stewards.
Oh dear. That reminds me of the Senna documentary where they show the footage. Obviously, it's constructed in a certain way, much like Drive to Survive. Actually, it's one of the same producers as Drive to Survive, James Gary, wrote the Senna movie. And there's the scene of after Suzuka in 1989 where Prost running to the stewards room, and one of the Brazilian commentators saying, the minute the crash happened, Prost ran to the stewards room. You can tell which perspective the Ayrton Senna documentary comes from.
I think it was Senna, wasn't it?
Prost was actually really unhappy with that movie, by the way.
He was.
As we look at Verline under attack from Dennis. Dennis trying to go around the outside at the hairpin, but they're not going through there. Verline is going to cover that one off.
Bird's in a pretty position here to get ahead of everybody if they make mistakes. There's one that set a camera looking a bit lost for words at the exit of the switchback hairpin section. Adam saying on the YouTube chat, you knew it was coming, the penalty, but this is going to be contested by them.
You knew the minute that we saw him randomly jump up to the lead that he'd done something bizarre.
Look at this. Run, Alan, run!
Why are we watching? This is all well and good, but why are we watching Alan, the small, tiny Scotsman, run across when there's a race going on?
It's the London ePrix, and Alan McNish is now running.
London ePrix marathon, more right?
Yeah.
Degrassi looks like he's desperately trying to build a big gap so he can get into the points when he has inevitably. Is he going to not serve it?
He's not going to serve it.
He's going to argue.
Yeah. They're going to contest it.
That's absolutely ludicrous.
So Degrassi's going to cross the line as the winner.
He's
And
going to
we'll,
get disqualified almost certainly.
and we'll get disqualified for not serving this
I
drive-through.
would love to hear Alan Mish's defense of why it's okay to drive through the pit lane and gain positions during the safety car.
Well, if you look at it, this victory, Degrassi's 20 points back in the championship. This win will put him right up there for contention of the championship going into Berlin.
Looks like De Vries is not done with...
Cassidy's all over in the middle of the road. Sorry to cut across you there, Ed, but I thought there was going to be a move at the back. Back to you.
Yeah, they're all desperately trying to find a way over one another, unfortunately, because there's no way to the either side through the hairpin. But it looked like Lynn was under pressure from De Vries there. So here we go. We're looking at another replay.
Is the right...
The field bunches up. Degrassi makes a last-minute dive for the pit lane.
19 seconds, so yeah.
I would love to hear the radio message. Was this just Degrassi taking his own initiative? Or was this a call of, we think we can gain positions legitimately? No, he's going in.
He stopped! Oh,
he stopped
what?
very, very briefly in the box.
That is so clever! He stopped! He stopped in the pit box! This shouldn't be a drive-through.
Did he come to a full stop,
He did! He came to a full stop! This should not be a drive-through!
But you could argue that wasn't a necessary stop, though. Because there was nothing wrong with the car.
Oh,
Audi!
Audi! Audi have been so clever there. He came down the pit lane, he stopped in the pit box, and then went going. For about half a second, he was stopped.
What I want to know is why didn't he do this during the first safety car?
Yeah, mate, did they? I wonder who was in the pit lane. Blomqvist came in the pit lane, do you remember? Under that safety car, that first one. So I wonder if they looked at that and thought...
wasn't he...
He had work down
It was a very quick stop, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, now look at this. Bird trying to go on the outside on Norman Natto. Natto's out of attack mode, so's Bird. But Bird very much looking to get something of points here. Every point matters.
This has been a hardy race by Sam Bird, hasn't it? And Nick Cassidy too, for that matter.
Bird started 21st, now P11 as well. Wants to get up into the top 10. Oh, this is 2 minutes 53 to go. What a crazy London ePrix. I said,
if Bird can get a few points, he could potentially leave this thing ahead of Nick De Vries in the points.
Yeah.
De Vries in third, not second, but it will move up to second once Degrassi gets inevitably disqualified. I think there's no way to argue against that, in my opinion, Josh.
They're gonna,
even if he stopped in there, that is going to be the most
unsporting,
controversial and unsporting victory I think that we've seen in Formula E. And this is in a year where we've had a fair share of controversies from
Ed.
Valencia, bombs in Diria. Well, not bomb missiles, sorry.
I know what he's going to do. At the last corner, he's going to come into the pit lane to serve the drive-through and cross the line in the pit lane. He's going
to do a Michael Schumacher Silverstone 98.
I bet you, because then he'll cross the line but he'll register as in the pit lane. So he would have served the drive-through.
Well, I'm pretty sure Formula 1 changed the rules, so you can't do that anymore.
But did Formula E? That's crucial. Look at this. Natto having to defend. Bird's all over the back, coming down towards turn 10. Bird goes to the inside. Natto shuts the door. There's contact. Oh no. Bird's out of the race. Sam Bird is out.
That was
Natto.
an ever-decreasing gap, wasn't it?
The championship is slipping away. The suspension on both sides is out. This will be a safety car. And now, Degrassi needs to serve that penalty now. Right this second, serve that penalty. It's going to be a safety car. Do it now.
The minute he gets to the pit lane, the safety car will already be out. I think it's inevitable that he's going to have to wait for it to come in, because he can't do the same thing he did again, because that's penalty for sure.
But Dennis pits.
He's continuing on.
So
Jake Dennis might be in trouble, though. You're right.
Yeah, Dennis into the pit lane. Bird and is out of the race. So London has not been kind to homeboy Sam Bird, as well as Cassidy moves up to 8th as well. Setting camera down to 9th. Yellow at the track. We've got a green flag, now a yellow flag at turn 10. So still no sign of the safety car as Dennis
must have been a puncher for Jake Dennis. There we go. The new tyre being put on.
So let's have a look from the offboard. So that's Natto aggressively defending.
Yeah, I think I have to say NATO should really have given that one up.
Track clear.
Sam was a lot.
We've gone green. Track's clear. They've gone.
Oh, that was quick work by the marshals then.
Oh, Marshall. Look, they've pushed them down to the other end of the track.
Oh, did they just drive off?
Yeah.
Into the runoff area. That was very cooperative from NATO and Sam.
Yeah, because that would have caused a safety car.
Really, I don't know what Norman was thinking there. But the point was gone. He really should have conceded there. There was no point fighting that one, and it's ended in tears for both of them.
There'll be a punch-up after this race.
But the good news for this is that it hands.
Yeah.
Ninth place to Seto Camera. I believe Dennis has gotten back out into 10th because there was a big
Yes,
gap
P10.
down to Ericsson.
And Blomqvist up to 20th. It's the last lap then of the controversial London ePrix. Lucas de Grassi leads this race after taking it under the safety car by driving through the pit lane. Alex Lynn for Great Britain and Mahindra Racing is P2. And black flag for Lucas de Grassi. It's a black flag. Alex Lynn leads the London ePrix. De Grassi has been black flagged. Well, that
is... He should have served the drive-through, frankly.
I've never seen a black flag before in Formula E.
Well, frankly, what de Grassi did there was opportunist, if you're being kind, but I think unsporting, if we're being perfectly honest, that he went through the pit lane, overtook under the safety car, and basically exploited an issue with the track design, quite frankly.
Yeah,
everyone else played fair. I don't know why Lucas thought the rules didn't apply to him.
Is De Vries going to have a little chance here as well? Lynn now knows he leads this race. De Grassi has officially been black flagged from this race. Mahindra now are looking to put a horrible season behind them as well. They have yet to take a victory. They are moments away. Lucas de Grassi will cross the line in the lead, but has been black flagged.
I don't think Lucas knows.
No, he doesn't. De Grassi crosses the line. He thinks he's won. Alex Lynn and Mahindra win in London, and Mahindra are delighted. De Grassi thinks he's won. Listen to Lynn. Lynn is brilliant.
Lynn knows, but De Grassi has not been told. He's going to get his Pascal Wehrlein moment here, I think.
I don't believe it.
Except that this time it's entirely Lucas's fault from the looks of things. Or possibly the team might have told him to come in.
Yeah.
As you see the remaining points finishers across the line. There we go. Seto Camera getting 2 valuable points for Dragon.
And Dennis gets to 10th. Dennis does indeed get to 10th place.
Yeah, disappointment for Dennis, but he did at least get that point, which keeps his title hopes just about alive.
It's official. Alex Lynn wins the London ePrix.
Well, actually, no, that's 2 points for Dennis. So
yes,
Joel
2
Ericsson
points.
will get his first point now with de Grassi disqualified.
Yes, you're right. So Ericsson finally gets a point in his, 5th race in Formula E after taking over for Nico Muller.
Yeah, and the fastest lap was set by Robin Freins, who did finish behind Evans in the end. Evans will get on the podium, of course, because of de Grassi being disqualified. So actually a well-earned podium by Mitch Evans. A bit of drama going on around, but understatement of the year, that. But
despite the black flag, we have not seen de Grassi's name taken off at the top of the timing sheet. So now usually there is an automatic system for when it does that. And now it's been done. Just as I say it.
There we go.
Alex Lynn wins the London ePrix. Nick de Vries is 2nd. Mitch Evans is 3rd. And then it is down in 24th place.
Whoa, Dilbag Gill body wrestling members
God.
of the Mahindra team. And as Channel 4 cut to ads for Mercedes, who've just been beaten by Mahindra.
Actually, I can't see him on the monitor. I can see Rast in 24th place, but is Rast appearing twice on my monitor? No, de Grassi's 8th. According to this monitor, it's de Grassi's been put to 8th, and Rast has been put to 24th.
What could happen here is Audi will argue, just give us the 10 seconds for the drive-through penalty, rather than disqualify us.
19,
but I can't see that holding up.
So, was Rast out of the race? Yeah, he was out
Rast
like 5.
crashed out. He was the first to retire from the race. De Grassi, for some reason, is showing an 8th, like you say, on the timing monitor. But I think this is literally just they've taken 10 seconds off his time, because what was his I'm
having a look at the gap. 20 seconds. Yeah, 20. No, it's 19 seconds for a drive-through penalty. He crossed the line with 1.4. Yeah. So
drive-through time, and there we go. There's the Audi team.
So de Grassi now is 8th.
But to be honest, I've not got a lot of sympathy for Lucas de Grassi, and not just because he's blocked me on Twitter, but for several years. But I just think it wasn't. He's someone who I know he goes on about the fact that he's got his award from Mensa or whatever it is that shows he's got a certain IQ. As fireworks go off down the little XL corridor for Alex Lynn, and this is the feel-good story, really, isn't it? Because this is the win that he was taken away from him by Jake Dennis yesterday and De Vries Now this time you can't argue that obviously it helped that Roland and Van Dorn took each other out of the equation as Lynn is going absolutely ballistic and De Vries congratulates him before he gets out of the car, which is nice. But you have to say that he was interviewed after, and he said that Jack Giordano from Formula E Zone, who's on site, asked him, what do Mahindra have to do to win? And he was like, well, I don't really know. It's just like he was a bit concerned about the tires overheating and that he just thought he did well to hold on to a podium. But here he really there was the opportunity to get by De Vries, and you can't argue that he didn't take it. And now, having won a race and scored 3 podiums this season, can you really see Mahindra dropping Alex Lynn for Oliver Rowland? The rumor is they've signed Rowland, but do you think now Alex Sims, who hasn't had a great run of results in the recent history, he's had a few good results, top 5, the podium in Rome, he was 5th in the first race in Puebla, I think, but Sims definitely now looking under pressure now to stay at Mahindra.
Coming into this race, Lynn was 16th, Sims 18th in the championship. Now this changes it around so much. In fact, this projects Lynn into the title fight with 2 races to go. It seems if you win a race,
it's really
you
important
win the
for
fight.
Mahindra, who weren't having a great season. They were like 9th in the Constructors, or Teams Championship, rather. So this should hopefully jump them ahead of Nissan now, with Nissan failing to score any points, I think.
Wouldn't this be a golden story if in some way Lynn comes back to win this title? That would be so bizarre. It's probably not going to happen, but that would be very, very strange.
You never know.
Yeah, you never know.
I think
PK season 1.
Yeah, well, PK won more than 1 race, if I remember correctly. Yeah, he won in Long Beach and in
Moscow, was it?
Moscow, yes.
Yeah.
Short-lived Moscow ePrix.
I liked that track, but as we talked about, I think last weekend,
the officials in the Kremlin did not approve, even though they didn't like their route to work being interrupted. And there's Evans.
Evans is happy.
Do you think a lucky podium for Evans, or do you think he worked really hard to hold off Rines and earn that one?
He held off Rines a lot and did some fantastic overtaking. That is a well-deserved podium. I think the entire podium is very well-deserved. They've all capitalised today on what they need to. Lucas di Grassi is in 8th place according to this monitor, but he has been black flagged from the race. So now he crossed the line with a 1.466 advantage over Lynn. The drive-through penalty total time is 19 seconds, so they've added 19 seconds to his time.
Showing him 17 seconds behind Lynn as well.
So that puts him into 8th place. But surely this will get rectified, and this will be a complete end off.
I think this is going to rumble on in the stewards' room. Potentially, Audi could lodge an appeal.
Yes.
I don't think they will appeal being penalised for going through the pit lane, because I think, to be honest, that's a slam dunk. There's no point appealing that.
Yeah.
What they will appeal is the disqualification. They will say that that we were just trying to make sure that we still score points, so we decided to stay out of that. They will argue that they got the information too late, or because Alan was running around like a headless chicken or something.
Yeah, I bet that was deliberate as well, to put Alan running around so that he says, "Oh, but we didn't get any message from that. Our team principal."
Because I was running to find out where the stewards' room was, and it was so hot in that XL thing, I couldn't read anything on my phone.
I was sweating as well. My glasses had steamed up when I got back in, and my earpiece just wouldn't work.
He's a racing driver. He's got a pocketbook of excuses to draw upon.
I must admit, Eddie Jordan must be quite proud of Alan McNish right now, because that's sort of a thing that Jordan would have done.
Exactly. That is classic team owner trying to... also, the good thing about that is Alan McNish using his public profile, running around to take the media attention is going to be, isn't this such a ridiculous situation?
Yeah.
Look at Alan running around like a headless chicken, and not, oh, Lucas broke the rules. Lucas is cheating again. I say again.
Well, I'm thinking. Oh, here's Alan
we
now.
were talking about Battersea several years ago. Let's listen to what Alan has to say, and we can feed it back to you guys.
Well, basically, we're in quite a unique situation here in London.
A unique
pit lane
situation
was quite short,
the pit lane.
and also the safety car was unusually slow. And in reality, it was quicker to go through the pit lane, which the regulations do allow. Lucas comes to a stop and accelerates out. We were quite surprised how much time he actually gained, as it turned out.
Yes, Alan, I'm sure you were.
Unfortunately, the stewards deemed that he didn't stop the car sufficiently enough, like stop normally. We believe he did.
So apparently the stewards deemed he didn't stop the car sufficiently enough. Because I thought he didn't completely slow to 0 miles per hour. I thought he went and then sped up again, to me. because he didn't come to a full stop or even for long enough.
So you heard that the same as us because we can broadcast those interviews. Did you know it's just behind the start board, isn't it? So from that camera angle, we couldn't see.
The onboard is going to be the incriminating thing, really.
Yeah, can we get... And Formula E are not showing that. But yeah, and Degrassi comes out of the pit lane in the lead.
Perhaps they haven't found it in the vision mixer yet. Yeah.
Well, let's hear from Alan.
Directly behind the sign, so it's very difficult to see. And clearly, our guys were looking at it very clearly. We understand and know the regulations
Trust us,
extremely
guys.
well.
Trust us.
And we abided, we believe,
we
by
understand
the regulations.
and know the
However,
regulations
the
extremely
judges
well.
of fact, in this case, the stewards believe otherwise.
Wow. So basically, trust us, guys. Evidence for this? Trust me,
we know
bro.
the rules better than the people who make the rules. Okay, well.
Be able to download the exact data, so we'll be doing that in due course.
So for what we just heard on the tail end there was the fact that they're now going to download the data from the car, and if the car proves he came to a complete stop, they're going to launch the appeal. So this,
okay.
So
they can, are they appealing? That sounds like they're appealing both the black flag and any form of penalty. They're saying we were completely legitimate and that was our race, basically.
It's been retracted from the stewards, the black flag.
Okay, so it's literally just going to be the time penalty then.
Well, this is a Schumacher 1994 and 1998 British Grand Prix all rolled into one, isn't it?
Yeah, because I think the problem there was a communication issue at Benetton where they didn't realise he'd been black flagged. No, they didn't realise he had the driver and turned into black.
This is in response to Jake Dennis and why he went through the pit lane. Power out of RESS, so breach of an Article 3.1. He received a drive-through penalty. The homologated throttle pedal map was not right on lap 5. So he used too much power and got a drive-through penalty. So that's why Jake Dennis came through.
At least he was able to serve it in the race rather than getting a potentially harsher penalty at the end of it.
So because I'm on the stewards. Stewards decision 26 amended. So this is Sebastian Buemi, 10-second stop-go penalty and 3 penalty points. So it's a stop-go penalty, not a drive-through for Buemi. That means he's got 34 seconds added to his time, and that is why Buemi has actually dropped to 15th behind Mortara and Verne. So they've switched. So he's switched positions.
Miserable weekend for Buemi. Finished 4th on the road yesterday, but gets no points from the weekend whatsoever. So it really sums up Sebastian Buemi's season, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's been abysmal, and part of that you have to say Buemi has failed to shine where Oliver Rowland has shined, but Oliver Rowland has been reckless. Buemi needed to be there to pick up the pieces, and wasn't really today, was he?
Now, from what I can tell, there was no paperwork on the Formula E to say a black flag, and it was there originally. So black flag looks to be rescinded, and it's disappeared from my timing monitor.
So no points for Joel Eriksson then.
No, so Eriksson stays 11th, which is interesting. So this also could mean that...
So did Degrassi finish 8th or 1st? So this podium is going to be a greatly contested one, isn't it?
Have you noticed it also hasn't happened yet? The podium hasn't happened yet. The podium,
are they going to have a big public stewards inquiry that's done like a WWE wrestling match or something between Audi and the stewards?
Yeah, Ed, podium ceremony according to this should have been at 3 o'clock. It's now 3:02. So the podium's delayed.
They're doing the interviews, yeah. But,
so I think the podium is delayed here while we try and figure out, because how quickly can Audi download that data from the car? Because Degrassi put it straight back to the garage as well. He didn't go to Parc Fermé.
They should save face and just declare them the winner and do the current podium. And then if that gets protested later on, then Audi want to be opportunists about this. I nearly said cheaters, but that's not fair.
Provisional results have been posted. Yeah. So this will be an interesting one.
That is a shame that the race has been. Isn't it a shame that the race has ended in controversy and all these return to London? We've had some great racing. Obviously, a bit of collaterals, particularly in this race between Bird, NATO, and obviously Van Dorn and Roland, to name a few. But the racing has been really good. I've certainly enjoyed these races a lot more than the races in Battersea Park, where it tended to be you got on pole and you won, unless Lucas Degrassi smashed into the back of you. But this time Lucas has moved beyond smashing to driving through the pit lane and trying to not bend the rules, but sort of find a loophole in them that enables him to overtake without having to pass anyone on track.
What is it about London race 2s for Lucas Degrassi? He just can't get them right, can he? And this is Bird passing Jarl Eriksson, and this wasn't the contact positions, but yeah.
That looked like Evans actually recovering from a tech mode.
Yeah.
Remember,
Yes,
he
it was
made
the
that
20,
really
yeah.
good move on, wasn't it, Robin Crohn's as well. Here we go. So Dario and Karun and Vernon just having a discussion.
Oh, that's De Vries on Lynn. Dario's talking about. Really knowing that we can't flick up the monitor at this point as well to listen to the Dario analysis, because we can listen to the interview but not that. Tell you what though, there is one person that we might, if you get on your mobile and text quickly the Formula E Zone who are there, maybe they're in the media centre, they might have
I could see
they might have a confirmation about this black flag posted to them, because we're off site, we're stuck off site obviously.
Yeah, right. Okay, let's see if I can find Jack in my contacts. Right.
It's annoying. We can't dial him and just put him near the microphone.
I could try that.
Well, have a go.
I'd probably text him first rather than put him on the spotlight.
Oh yeah, text him first. If so, then just shove him on the mic and let's see, because he's there obviously at the circuit. As we try and keep an eye out.
I'll WhatsApp him.
That was quicker. So
I've actually got his address in there. I couldn't searching Jack's name. Okay.
So what we're now trying to understand is the race results have been posted, and if they're correct to us on this monitor, then it puts Lucas de Grassi in 8th place. But we know that Alan McNish saying that he's done this, that he's coming through the pit lane, he stopped and then went going again. So there's nothing in the rules that stop you doing that. So it's confusing, because now we've got to wait to see what the podium is. Has Lynn won this race, or has de Grassi won this race in what will be very controversial?
Yeah, exactly. I was trying to half think of who my driver of the day and driver of the weekend is, but this has somewhat cast a shadow over that. I don't know. It's hard for me to look past Lynn as driver of the weekend, to be honest. Even though he struggled a bit yesterday, I think certainly, obviously luck played its part, certainly, but I think Lynn definitely put in a performance good enough to beat Nick de Vries on merit.
Well, Lynn had pole position yesterday. He was 3rd in the race yesterday. He started 3rd on the grid today, and he took the win today. So he's gone from 1-3-3-1. So I think I agree with you there that Lynn is the driver of the day and the weekend. He has really been consistent. De Vries also, great job this weekend. Great race 1, extremely good race 2.
Yeah, certainly a great weekend in the championship for De Vries, which puts him in the box seats, doesn't it? Especially with Bird not scoring anything. But let's not forget about Evans. He really needed a good result, didn't he? Especially after New York, where he was running 2nd for so much of the race and then nudged the wall. And there's Dilbag.
He's happy.
On the podium. Oh.
I'll tell you one thing as well. With Bird not scoring any points, the championship is changing around so dramatically as well. I would like it if the delegates put a mask on the podium, considering the fact that, yes, the restrictions have been lifted in London.
But we can't have fans on site, so...
so we should really wear masks indoors as well. And if thought we're supposed to be in a biosphere, everyone. Respect also to the FE zone and to all the written media journalists there, because in everything I've seen them in, when they've been together in a media centre, they have been wearing masks as well. So they've been sensible enough over there. As that lady's got my headset on. An Audio Technica, I just noticed. Always like it when we spot people wearing the same stuff. Yeah. And Sam Bird has been given a grid penalty for race 1 in Berlin, a drop of 3 grid positions. That is unusual. I would have put Nato as the driver at fault
because we were looking at the onboard and it looked like there was a way through from driver's eye, but it could be that as we look at De Vries just getting 2nd place on the podium, it could just be that he wasn't far enough alongside NATO, or the contact was unnecessary, or they thought the Bird was being a bit impatient. I don't know. We would need an off-board sort of shot to make it better. I've only got one look at the off-board replay, so I don't really think I can make a real proper judgment on that. So it does seem a bit harsh on Sam Bird, though.
I'll tell you what, the championship's gone now, hasn't it? I think Formula E have done him dirty as well. Group 1 qualifying hasn't really worked out. They need to change the format, in my opinion.
He only got back into the lead because, in part due to the Group 1 qualifying format.
Because the rain in New York,
there's Lynn with the big British flag. Is that the one they used for Dennis yesterday?
I think it must have been, yeah. So on our return to London, it has been a British dominance. Yesterday it was Jake Dennis. Today it was Alex Lynn. His first win for London. It's the British national anthem.
And there it goes.
Look at that. So 2 British winners back to back. And De Vries was on the podium yesterday as well, and now gets yet another one. And Lynn, yeah. And Jake Dennis, the only odd one out. De Vries, second in both races across the 2 days. Lynn has jumped up from third to first, and Evans, the only one out there, as Jake Dennis had a drive-through and dropped down the position order.
Well, I think he was never ahead of Evans, Dennis. Though.
No, he wasn't, was he, in this race?
Yeah, that's Mahindra's first win since Marrakesh 2019, I believe.
Wow.
In Season 5.
They went through the whole Season 6 for that one either, and then the team had even more problems in Berlin. Let's hear the Indian national anthem then for Mahindra. How proud would Karun Chandok also be right now as well? He works closely with Dilbag Gill.
He used to drive for Mahindra.
He used to drive for them, yeah.
In the first season.
Brilliant job for Mahindra and Alex
Yeah, they've
Lynn.
been waiting a while for this one. Certainly feels like you say, they did have some tough times, but Lynn has always been a bright spark in that team ever since he joined, and it feels like this could become his permanent. He's certainly going to become Dilbag's new favourite.
Oh,
we
yeah.
all know Dilbag loves to pick favourites. First, it was Felix Rosenquist. I think Nick Heidfeld was his first favourite. Then it was Felix Rosenquist,
Yeah.
of course.
Verline.
And then Rosenquist left, and it sort of became D'Ambrosio for a brief while, and then Verline. And then he fell out of Verline.
Yes.
And Verline left to go to Porsche. And now it seems to be... We thought it was going to be Sims. Sims got a podium.
Yeah.
But now it definitely seems like it's shifted towards Lynn, hasn't it? So
Massively so.
Alex Sims, I'd be very worried with all those reports of Roland going to Mahindra, because we got 3 drivers and only 2 seats being talked about now, haven't we?
Considering Roland's racing this weekend, I wouldn't put him at Mahindra. I'd keep Lynn. I agree with you. Let's keep Lynn there. Dilbag Gill.
I do think Sims is a great driver, though. Before this weekend, I was sort of more on the Alex Sims camp. I do love Alexander Sims as a driver and a personality, but I do wonder maybe if he might be on the phone to another team pretty sharpish. Not heard back from Jack yet. I'm assuming the reception on the XL is quite poor. It's Guy Mason hands out the trophy to Dilbag Gill and Dan Carter.
Dan Carter. That's okay.
Who's Dan Carter again?
Well, Dan Carter, the name is generic, but Dan Carter was the name of my tutor at my university. So he looked a bit like Tom Hardy, my tutor. Yeah. So okay.
Marco Peroni.
Wow.
Who's boss of a company. It's too pixelated for me to read on through the stream you've given me.
Sorry, man. So just quickly as well. Connor, Soph, Dane, Ed, Kyra, if you're listening to that one as well, and if you're listening along to the coverage we're watching right now, to see Dan Carter on there, it surprised me just as much as you do. The Mayor of Newham presents the trophy to Alex Lynn, who wins the London ePrix. An absolute fantastic dominance for him, and he really did have to hold on with De Vries, and Lynn's been consistent all weekend. Now, look at this, Ed. They've been listening to me. Do you remember yesterday where I said, why didn't they give them a selfie stick? Somebody was listening because Lynn today has got the selfie stick. Oh, that is actually, that's spooky. I did say yesterday, because there were so many problems yesterday trying to get the right angle for the cameras. I said, just give them a selfie stick. And
I say who probably was listening, like Cara Devonier, because she doesn't show up in the coverage at all today, so I assume she didn't go because she didn't want to face my wrath.
Probably, yeah. The voice.
There we go. The champagne being sprayed, the sparks going everywhere, and somehow the XL exhibition hall avoids catching fire.
I know. I thought it would have burned
I guess they
down
got the champagne to put it out. If it does.
Well, it's alcohol. Surely that would just catch fire as well.
Oh, that's true.
Oh, there we go. Off goes Channel 4. Bird's been given a drop of 3 grid places for the next race, causing a collision. Sette Cameron Van Dorn has been noted. It was under investigation. They've changed that now as well. And De Grassi officially finishes his race in 8th place. The black flag has been rescinded. So we're going to have to wait and see.
I have to say, even if De Grassi finishes 8th, that's lucky as hell.
That is lucky, yeah.
Normal circumstances, if you overtake drivers through the pit lane during the safety car, you can say, the safety car was going as slow as you like, Alan, but that's the safety car's decision to set the pace. And it's only a Mini as well, electric Mini. So
I've got the results here, and I'm just trying to confirm them before I say. So Oliver Rowland has been given 5 seconds for causing a collision. So Roland's dropped down to 19th place now.
That's a bit harsh that Roland Blamey get post-race time penalties, whereas Bird just because he retired gets a group penalty.
Have you heard this as well? Car 11, drive-through penalty converted into a time penalty of 19 seconds. So what we've been saying has happened. They've rescinded the black flag, and Degrassi finishes 8th.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, it definitely sounds like you didn't come to a full stop for him in the telemetry.
And and the fastest lap goes to Robin Frines on a 1:21.635 as well.
Good drive, actually, by Frines. Him and Evans had a good little battle.
Decent race, decent. So, coming up in around about 60 minutes' time, we should have as well, maybe even a bit less than that, 90 minutes, in 45 maybe, we'll be coming up for the Grid Network show. I'll be on that as well, and trying to piece together everything that's been happening today as well. I mean, Ed, I might have to have you on call for that one as well, because that's it's ridiculous.
Maybe I'd be happy to join you if they're happy. I might send Joe a little message, but
it'll be Adam. Send Adam a message, not
okay,
Joe. Adam,
I'll have to find Adam on the Discord, because they did invite me to their Discord a few weeks ago, so I'll have to go travel through all the contacts there.
Yeah,
but,
Joe's not
I've also
hosting
probably
today,
going to
so
get some videos from Jack to edit
Yes,
for the Formula E Zone channel, which you can of course watch. We have got some great interviews from yesterday. The show with Jack and Topal Smith from Downforce UK. Was it Downforce Radio or Downforce UK? I'm pretty sure it's Downforce UK now.
Yeah.
Because the radio show, unfortunately, is sort of on hiatus at the moment. They couldn't quite get enough backers to keep it going, but hopefully they're planning to bring it back at some point. But anyway,
yes, go.
There will be another interview show, I think, that Jack and probably Topher as well will be recording, and I'll end up editing it and putting it up before the day's out, hopefully.
You have to nick our commentary of it and shove that in as well. But yeah,
I doubt that would. I'm not sure Jack would approve.
Oh, I don't mind.
I don't really mind, but it's just the show's long enough as it is, like 20 minutes or whatever. About the right length. I
do implore, go and watch that as well on the Formula E Zone's YouTube channel as well, because I watched the whole thing this morning as well, that Ed sent me last night. Absolutely fantastic as well. And they're on site as well, delivering like a weekend wrap-up show, similar to what F1 TV do with Will Buxton as well. They're absolutely fantastic.
I told Jack he was basically in the Will Buxton kind of role, and he does it pretty well.
He does. Absolutely as well. I love the interviews as well, and you do not know how much I was sitting there as well, going, I want to be there.
You didn't have to edit it though.
No, that's a good point. Yeah, the one bad thing about doing these is the edits and having to type in the graphics manually. That does take a while. Okay,
a little bit, but you sort of set up a factory line.
Yeah, you sort of get into the swing of it, especially. Right, we've had the driver of the day and the driver of the weekend. Ed, to wrap up. Have you? Let's see. How many words can you condense race 2 down to?
Oh, I could condense it down to 1, which is cheating, or controversy, maybe if we're being charitable. but yeah, collision and controversy. I think those are the 2 words that really come to mind if you want the most soundbitey, condensed analysis of the race.
It has been absolutely crazy. Race 1 yesterday was exciting.
But the XL circuit has certainly proved its worth, by the way, before we end. And let's not forget that a year ago, this was being, admittedly, not many people used it. It was more of a symbol of the government's failure to respond to the pandemic. But it was used as a sort of a centre for people to, and a lot of people at XL did recover thanks to the work of the staff there. And it was great that some of those key workers could be on site to watch the race today. So while we've had an entertaining time, let's not forget what we've been through and why, of course, so many people couldn't be there today and will hopefully be there next year in attendance.
I echo everything, and because this has proved itself to be a fantastic track as well. So, race 1 yesterday was exciting. Race 2 has blown everybody's minds. Drama, controversy, cheating allegations as well. Degrassi in the pit lane finishes 8th, despite a penalty and a black flag getting rescinded as well. This will wrestle on for a couple more weeks. But when we return on August 14th and 15th, it will be the season finale. 2 races left then, 60 points maximum left for the Drivers' Championship, and about 10 drivers still in contention to win. It is all to play for. Formula E concludes in Berlin. No better place to settle controversy than in Germany. From us all here, it's bye-bye from London.